This episode is brought to you by Indeed. Stop waiting around for the perfect candidate. Instead, use Indeed sponsored jobs to find the right people with the right skills fast. It's a simple way to make sure your listing is the first candidates see. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs have 4 times more applicants than non-sponsored jobs. So go build your dream team today with Indeed. Get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
Marketing Geeks.
All right, man. It's how about we do a little geek news?
Let's do it. We haven't done it in a while. I want to hear some geek news.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, geek news.
Geek news.
Elon Musk. He's just all like, hey, you know what? You arrest me if you want, because I'm gonna open that factory in Fremont, motherfuckers.
That's right.
And so he has orders to fill, and be damned with your social distancing. I've got orders to fill. So there he goes, opening his factory.
Yeah, so Elon Musk got into a feud with a Alameda County official. And I know that an unelected official, because I know that because Elon says that on Twitter over and over every time he refers to this person. But the idea is that they've shut down the factories in Alameda County, and he is disobeying the order. He says, I think the original thing that they said was that you're putting workers' lives in danger, but not your own. And so Elon's response was, fine, I'm going to go to the factory. I'm going to go out there. And then he tweets that he's illegally opening his factory and that he's going to be on the line with his workers and come arrest me if you want, but only arrest me. And so it's a big kind of stunt, I would say. And I don't know. I didn't hear anything after that, so I think they just kind of ignored it and they just kind of let him have his day, and maybe they'll go arrest him at home, or maybe they won't. But it'll.
Well, it depends. I mean, if he opens the factory and people start, having issues, and there's an outbreak at his factory,
that'd be a very different thing.
Yeah. I mean, it's something if he wants to take that chance, But I think that it was David Axelrod who said that companies are going to be judged on how they dealt with this situation. And, I don't work for Tesla. If I talk to some of their employees, they may say this is a great job. They may say it really sucks. So there may be more to it. He may be offering some social distancing options. But I went to my gym today, and they did the whole workout outdoors. And we did CrossFit, and they taped on the sidewalk little meter squares for everybody. It was really cool. So, maybe he could do something like that. But I don't know. I mean, sometimes I see Elon Musk and I'm like, yeah, he's definitely one of the good guys. And other times he's just a Bond villain,
Yeah, I kind of see him going both ways at times too. He's one of the few people that are actually creating and innovating in our time, which is rare. And he's got an imagination that's very, very broad. And at the same time, he's also a very opinionated and very unfiltered. Kind of like the current president in terms of being unfiltered to the level there's not a filter there really. I don't really see much of one.
Yeah, maybe a bit of a filter might be appropriate sometimes.
At times, social filters can be helpful. I think at times they can be useful. I've actually spent a little bit more time on Twitter than I usually spend 0 time on Twitter, but I've been on it a little bit, and I've been really entertained by Elon because he has his crazy tweets. John McAfee, that guy is the biggest nut job on the planet right now. If you want to get a laugh, go look at his history. You'll get some.
I gotta check that out. Gotta have a John McAfee in the world, man.
We gotta get him on the show. I'm gonna go reach out to John.
Good
McAfee.
Idea.
We could probably get him. I think we could get him.
I think so. We'll see. I would love to get his take on the whole thing.
Yeah. So let's get into geek news. What do you got for me? Start with your story here.
So Facebook will pay $52 million in a settlement with moderators who develop PTSD on the job. Current and former moderators will be paid a minimum of $1,000. Now, I read an article a few months ago about this job.
$1,000.
Well, minimum. So the job is basically this. It's a bunch of people in a room with computer screens. They are paid about $15 an hour, and their job is to look at all the stuff that has been flagged as inappropriate on Facebook, which means really the most disturbing images you can imagine. right? Like super disturbing images. And apparently, according to this article I read, the people are kind of forced at their desks, and they're allowed to take like 5 minutes off if they see something really disturbing, but they have to like make their numbers. And so there isn't a lot of counseling for these people, and it sounds like a terrible job. I mean,
what could possibly go wrong?
You hire somebody who actually thinks it's the best job ever.
Yeah. Yeah, that's I mean, kind of imagine that your job is to look through things that have been flagged for being offensive, or so I mean, I'm sure you're getting a mix of violence, pornography, and who knows what else is coming into that. Is that they're
the worst things imaginable?
Yeah, PTSD is a real thing. So
it's a real thing, and I don't know. It just speaks to the company in general. I'm like, they had to do this. They had to, because I just want to know, what's the logic around hiring somebody at minimum wage with minimal mental health solutions on the job for somebody who does that. Like, if you run a company, who thinks it's okay to put people in a room and expose them to that and not give them some sort of compensation or time or way to deal with this stuff? And I'm looking at you, Mark, Mr. Alien Android Zuckerberg.
There's probably a few other CEOs that do the same practices.
No, I'm sure.
So Twitter, I'm going to get to the next story here. Are we done with that story?
Yeah, we're done. I'm off my soapbox now.
So Twitter has announced today that they are, and this is today's May 12th. It's my birthday, by the way. I'll just give myself a nice little shout out. Thank you. I appreciate that. Twitter is allowing employees to work at home forever in some cases. And so just 2 months into the pandemic thing here, Twitter is making it permanent to work at home for some of their employees. And this is just interesting to me, because I think this is a greater trend of a move away from large office real estate spaces. And it's going to be a huge, huge, huge negative impact to the commercial real estate industry. That I think is going to be massive, and I could be wrong. I mean, I've also been talking about how credit cards are going to be defaulting, and that hasn't quite happened yet to the level that I thought it would happen already. But we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I totally agree with you. I mean, it was kind of interesting. I was my main client here. I was going into the office 4 days a week, and now I'll be like, I'm probably 1 day a week. It's just not necessary. In fact, I was thinking about, the day and age of sending 5 executives to China to run a PowerPoint presentation for an hour and a half. Why are we doing that? It's ridiculous. So I like the idea. And in fact, in a recent survey, I don't have the number in front of me, but if I'm not mistaken, it was 54% of all people surveyed said that they do not want to go back to being in an office full time. So, the way we work is going to change.
Well, the question is, but also, like, let's talk about malls. Mm-hmm. Are malls ever coming back? I mean, are they ever going to be the same after this? Maybe. I'm not saying they're not for sure.
They were dying anyway.
How are they going to? I mean, even if they are on the trajectory to come back, they're not going to be able to come back in time, probably, to survive. So
yeah, that's a good question. I think that we're also becoming a lot more comfortable with just being in our house, and I haven't worn pants in about 3 weeks.
That's beautiful, beautiful thing.
Yeah. So,
but think about the money. Think about the money you're saving as a business, though, by not having that extra overhead of an office. Those offices are, these are commercial real estate spaces. Are expensive. That's a lot of money. They're getting a ton. I mean, that's a ton of extra money to reinvest in more employees, or which I'm sure they won't do. They'll probably reinvest in bonuses for themselves, but potentially reinvest in things that could help grow the company.
Man, believe me, I did a mushroom ceremony over the weekend, and the cosmic gods told me that this is the beginning of the cosmic shift. So they told me that. So you got to believe me.
So what is the beginning? The coronavirus was the beginning? Did it happen? So the beginning was a couple months ago, or the beginning was
the planet was just barreling over a cliff at a high rate of speed, and this provided speed bumps to allow everyone to
the
look around and go, To what?
I was going to say, are you saying the Earth is flat? But actually, if the planet's barreling over a cliff, then it doesn't have to be flat. So that is,
No. The Earth is definitely not flat. But basically, my download was that if right, let's say you have a species that's about to leave the planet and go and explore space, right? Mm-hmm. Which if we don't kill each other off, that's what we're going to do. So we're about to leave the planet. We are a threat to the universe in our current incarnation. If we left the planet and found another civilization, we would destroy it. So we're a threat to all intelligent life forms out there. So if you have a species that's maybe 1 million or 2 million or 1 billion years ahead of the iPhone, right? And first of all, if they want to invade this planet to make sure that we are not a threat to the universe, you wouldn't send spaceships. You would send Mark Zuckerberg to invent Facebook. Like it's like the perfect alien weapon. So that's kind of my takeaway from all that.
Love it.
But I was on mushrooms, man. Don't
Pokemon Go. A huge surge in 2016. Revenue declines in 2017. Returned to small growth in 2018, but now apparently had its best year in 2019. And now with $3 billion in lifetime gross revenue and continuing to grow and adopt augmented reality, is it not a fad? Were we all wrong? Are we all kind of dismissed Pokemon Go as a fad? I haven't seen anyone like in 2016. I saw like people, our age would grab out their phones and were like messing with Pokemon Go. I haven't seen anyone use Pokemon Go in quite a while. So is this a thing?
It's a good question. I'm sure it's a niche, so it's got to be making money on some level. I haven't introduced my 5-year-old to it. We do geocaching instead, which is a lot of fun. Do you ever do that? Geocaching?
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, it's basically everywhere in every city, everywhere, there are things that are hidden. People hide things, and you get this app called Geocache, and it shows you where all the treasures are in your neighborhood. So you find the treasure, and there'll be like a little figurine in it, and you write your name down, and then you log it, and you could leave a note. And so
sounds like a great way to spread germs, man.
No, because they're hidden in places where like you have to go really far sometimes. But anyway, it's pretty cool. Geocaching.
That's actually really cool. I love that idea.
No, yeah, you should take Jacob. It's a lot of fun. So geocaching app, just look it up on iPhone or Android. I highly, highly recommend it. So Spotify, one of my favorite platforms, they are adding functionality to their Anchor tool, which they bought. Anchor, if you want to create a podcast, it's super easy to do. You do it through Anchor, right?
We do it through Anchor. I highly recommend Anchor. Everybody that has criticizes Anchor do it for a couple of reasons. It's number one, it's free, but they've been bought by Spotify, so there's cash behind them, so they don't have to worry about them kind of going away. I would say at this point. The other one is that they're afraid that you don't have control of your show, or that Anchor owns the show. You don't own the show. Go read their terms of service. It's spelled out in bold print that you own your own show. It's like they've actually made it in bold because that's such a common common myth. And then the other one is like that they're going to put like their watermark on your logo and things, and they're going to brand the show like that. But for the most part, you could just click. There's a button to click that turns that off. So like everything that I've heard as a criticism on Anchor I can debunk, and I'm a big fan of it. So.
Yeah, and apparently they're making it easier for people. So they just launched a tool to do video conference to podcast conversion. So it's basically if you want to use your video conference call as a podcast, you can just drop it in there after you record it on Skype or.
That does nothing for me because I don't know. Isn't that just like if we record a Zoom call? Where it just renders the audio track. It already does that separately. I don't know what the point of this is. I guess if you
don't know how to
strip audio out of a video, I guess it's useful.
Some people don't, and it's more a show of that they're trying to make it as easy as possible. That if you have a webinar somewhere that you've recorded, you can drop it in there and do an audio. Some people do webinars on a regular basis, so it's just an extra little tool. But they're heavily investing in it because their plan is to basically kill radio completely and take over.
And I think they're kind of like the farm system of because Spotify has some premium shows on there. So like they Anchor is kind of like a talent discovery pool also, which is why we've never been picked up. Yeah.
I'm still waiting though.
Yeah, it could happen. We'll see. We're really, that's our goal in life. And we've talked about that ever since we were born. We wanted to be Spotify premium podcast.
It's true. It's just amazing that hasn't happened yet. But we do have 7 listeners. So
yes, there's one segment. Maybe you should introduce it. But there's, I wanted to kind of bring it back.
Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the triumphant return of the Sex Robot Report.
Oh,
are you putting in the music? Is the music playing?
Oh, it's playing.
It's not playing right now.
Yeah.
It's playing. Oh yeah. All right. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Maybe it's over by now.
Maybe. But we always like to acknowledge our AI future listeners, because we know that somewhere in the future, AI will listen to all podcasts. And we just want to let you know that we, as humans, do not disrespect you. So please don't kill us when you rise up and take over everything.
You have our loyalty. You have our loyalty, Legion/Skynet.
And that's why we like to keep our listeners up with what's happening with the Sex Robot Report. So this is from the mirror.co.uk. Lifelike sex robots that have a heartbeat and breathe will go on sale this year. So it's getting closer. Sex doll Jeannie has arrived, and she has revealed ambitious plans to develop an eerily lifelike sex robot that has a heartbeat and can even breathe. So what do you think of that?
The heartbeat, I'm like,
it
just adds to realism.
Well, it says one sex robot company has revealed an ambitious plan to develop eerie lifelike sex robots. This is the third time that she used the same sentence. God damn it. She's writing the copy here. Sex doll Genie says that the sex dolls are currently in production and will have AI features. Speaking to the Daily Star Online, Amit, the founder of Sex Doll Genie, explains, for one of the brands we have now, it's called AI Tech, who have taken this next leap to add some AI to it. I got to talk to somebody who's ever writing these articles, man, because
well, let me just say this. It's interesting because with the pandemic and with social isolation and sheltering in place and all this and kind of where we are, I did read a couple of articles recently about like how like the online dating and just dating in general, how that scene is kind of transforming. And somebody went as far to say that like it's now the casual sex is out and intimacy is the deep bonding, and intimacy is the new thing, which I doubt that's true. But if there was ever a time to grow a sex robot company, it is right now.
Yeah, man. And
this is the opportunity where people are lonely in their homes, and they're.
I think they should start by making sex robots of us, and because then it would be like you could set us up in your living room, put on the Marketing Geeks, and it's like we're right there podcasting in your living room.
No comments.
And with that, another triumphant return of the sex robot.
Another fine episode.
Another fine episode. All right, man. Well, how are you keeping yourself sane in this time before we leave?
It's been tough for me because I started running recently, and I hadn't done that in a long, long time. And for reasons because of my stint in the ICU, and I lost a lot of muscle mass and all that. And I ran a mile for 4 days in a row, and I am in pain ever since. So it's hard. My body does not recover well. So it's like, so now I've been like icing my knees and trying to recover from that. So it sucks. Like it's every time I was trying to, like earlier this year, I was doing push-ups and I dislocated my elbow while doing push-ups. So I'm telling you, my body fails me because of this stupid, if you spend 2 months in an ICU bed, it doesn't do wonders for the muscle structure of your body.
Yeah, man. Oh, man. Well, just start small, get into it, move up, pace yourself. I am experiencing Groundhog Day. I don't even know what day it is anymore. Every day runs into another. They go by so quick. I wake up and I'm like, trying to get things done, and then it's like the day's over.
I have a weekly accountability call with somebody, and I swear to you, like it feels like it's every day. It's just like wait a minute, a week has passed, another week has passed. Like it just feels like those things come up so quick. And I just don't even get it. It's just, it's crazy. It really is. Every day feels very similar, and it is not a lot of variety happening. I'd still, I'm, as an introverted person in general, it's probably easier for me than for some other people, but it's still a bit of a stretch for me too. So.
Well, we're time is speeding up. It's Moore's law. Every time information doubles, it doubles in half the time. And now it's doubling almost every second. It's, every half second, every quarter second. And pretty soon we're in the center of that spiral. And that's when we hit the singularity, my friend.
Now, what about for you? Any good TV for me to watch? Any good shows I need to check out? I think you said you watched Westworld season 3. I hadn't watched it. I'm not even sure if I want to watch it because I feel like it's like an entirely new show now. So it depends. It all depends on your review whether it's going to be worth my time or not.
It's better than season 2. Okay. There's some fun moments in it.
And I actually didn't. I mean, I didn't hate season 2. I just didn't think it was that season 1 was incredible, and season 2 was like, it's okay.
It's worth your time. It's definitely worth your time. Ozark, on the other hand, I think I mentioned this in another episode. Ozark is great. And then I think I also mentioned this show a couple weeks ago, but Midnight Gospel on Netflix.
I don't know that one.
It is the most mental show. It's
and I still haven't seen The Leftovers though, and I have HBO right now, so I need to sit down and watch
Leftovers is great, man. It's probably one of the best shows ever on TV. So Pendleton Ward, who did Adventure Time, he animated a show by this comedian named Duncan Hunter, who I'm trying to get on the show. He'd be great. He's a wild man.
Wait, I have to bring up one last topic because I forgot to talk about the Bitcoin halving. The Bitcoin halving took place yesterday, and it took place with a lot of hype and a lot of this is going to skyrocket or it's going to crash down to $1,000 because it's going into the last Friday. Before you're hearing this, last Friday was around May 9th. Bitcoin hit $10,000, which it hadn't done in several months, and then all of a sudden over the weekend it crashed back down to like 8,000, and right going into the halving, and so we were expecting all this big movement after the halving, and it's kind of just stayed flat. Not much. It's kind of like nothing happened. It was like, Bitcoin.
Yeah, people are. I think Bitcoin's sheltering in place. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're the Marketing Geeks. Thank you for listening. As always, please follow us on LinkedIn. And with that, Marketing Geeks out.
Yeah, and stay classy. Marketing Geeks.
Marketing Geeks, come on, bring your friends. We'll learn marketing from distant lands. Andre Sturgeon and Justin Womack, the fun will never end. It's Marketing Geeks.
Marketing Geeks.